Hi, this is Musa. As I've promised you guys earlier that I would go over some opening miniatures in the Petrov's defense, I wanna bring you a taste by showing you guys a game between Vishy Anand and Alonso Zapata. Actually, Zapata here with the white pieces and Anand with the black pieces, and this is Vishy Anand's quickest defeat or loss in his chess history. Anand here perhaps followed a game thinking that this game had all the right moves as far as the opening, and here Zapata had the white pieces and started with e4. Anand played e5, knight to f3 and knight to f6, and this is Petrov defense, or if you want to call it Russian, that's alright. So knight takes e5, main move, d6, kicking the knight back after knight to f3, knight takes e4, and the main move here is knight to c3 or d4 in style of Berlin from the Ruy Lopez Spanish opening. So after c3, the game that Anand followed was between Miles and Christiansen, that was played in 1987, just a year earlier. And Christiansen here played bishop to f5, and it seemed fine to white somehow. So the game continued. Knight takes e4, bishop takes e4, d3 and bishop to g7, and the game continued for somewhat of a 21 moves or 20 moves, and it was a draw. Nothing really interesting. But here, after Anand followed that game perhaps and played bishop to f5, maybe he was trying to go out of the main lines of the Petrov, but he seems to have forgotten completely about a move such as queen to e2. Anand, in shock, immediately resigned for obvious reasons. A genius like Vishy Anand would have calculated more in depth in this variation, so he resigned after seeing queen to e2 for following this variation. For example, if queen to e7, then the obvious knight to d5, and if now queen comes here, then family fork. And if, let's say, queen to d7, then d3, and the knight is cooked. So what about after queen to e2, let's see d5, then d3, and if something like bishop to e7, d takes e4, d takes e4 attacking the knight can pretty much go anywhere. Not mentioning specifically any move, but white is a piece up and a piece is a piece, let alone the pawn. They have an old saying in chess, and it's called a pawn is a pawn, meaning that any side winning a pawn isn't really a bad idea, especially if the pawn is the cost for development, delay, or positional compensation. So what about a piece? A piece is a piece here, especially in this position where both sides have equal amount of development, nearly equal. So I hope I can continue showing you guys some miniatures in the opening, especially in this Petrov defense. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.